I'm Andy, and this is my 5-week update of my pregnancy journey. I'm actually not having cravings. Even with my first pregnancy, I don't recall having any cravings. I think I used to say I was craving pizza, but I think I just really like pizza and I just use that. So right now, the only thing is that I have actually lost my craving for coffee. This week, I just honestly haven't had a taste for it. And I'll look at the coffee pot because habit-wise, that's just usually what I do in the morning is have my cup of coffee. I'm sipping it at my workstation and getting work done. But when I look at it, I just really don't want it. And I think about how it would taste with the creamer and the sweetness, and it just kind of turns me off. So I don't want coffee anymore, and that's a good thing because you're not supposed to have too much coffee. You're only supposed to have like 10 to 12 ounces per day, and obviously none is better, so I'm just not gonna go with the coffee. I actually bought some peppermint tea instead to replace the coffee because peppermint tea is supposed to be helpful for nausea. So if I do start to experience any nausea or morning sickness, I'll have that ready to go. But so far, I haven't had any morning sickness. And fingers crossed, I don't expect to have any morning sickness. I didn't have any with my first pregnancy, but obviously they say each one's different. I did experience some really bad food poisoning yesterday. And I mean, I'm finally like feeling back to myself, but I ate something bad and then I just couldn't eat the rest of the day. I couldn't drink anything the rest of the day. I was throwing up. I was ejecting things from both ends and it was terrible. And I just felt so drained and dehydrated. And it was really concerning because I couldn't eat or drink anything. Even when I drank water, I wanted to just throw up. But I knew like, okay, my baby needs nutrients, my baby needs some water. So it was pretty difficult and it sucked. So I'm happy that I've got all that out of my system and I can start getting back to eating healthy. Now, let's talk about pregnancy weight gain because this is something that is very important to me. My first pregnancy, I ended up gaining 70 pounds. And I'll tell you, it was pretty hard to get all that weight off. And I didn't feel that big when I was almost 200 pounds. I still looked pretty small. People were like, oh, I can't even tell you're pregnant unless I see you from the front, you know? But I had started off really lean. I was a personal trainer at the time, really strict on my foods. I had actually just finished the Master Cleanse diet, and then I transitioned into becoming a vegetarian at the time. So I was like super lean, probably like 14% body fat when I got pregnant the first time. So I felt like, okay, 70 pounds is not bad because I started so lean. But still, that was a big mistake. Honestly, I felt like I was eating healthy because I had just gone vegetarian, and now that I'm looking back, I was like pigging out on pizza and a bunch of ice cream. So I know I was definitely indulging, and that is what I do not want to do this time around. I want to stick to the recommended between 25 and 35 pounds of weight gain. And that's the recommended if you're in a healthy BMI when you get pregnant, which I am. I'm 5'7", I'm starting off at 150, and so far so good. I haven't gained any weight so far. So I'm on track, but I'm really intent on sticking to gaining about 30 pounds this pregnancy. It was super emotional going to, I think it was Target after I had the baby last time to get some new clothes. And I remember going into the dressing room, trying on a medium, it didn't fit. Okay, trying on a large, it didn't fit. And then I just started crying in the dressing room because I had to get an extra large. So I know I'm not going to be dealing with that. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to be eating healthy. I'm going to be exercising. Now, granted, I did exercise the whole first pregnancy. I did boot camps, sometimes twice a day. But I was still pigging out on pizza and stuff. So I was really strong my last pregnancy, but I gained too much fat. So this time around, I'm actually sticking to more of a plant-based diet, limiting dairy as much as possible. I mean, I might sneak some here and there, but I have to cut out dairy. I mean, for other reasons as well, which we'll get to later, but I want mainly plant-based diet and a sprinkle of like some salmon here or there, or shrimp. I'm not really craving any other types of meats at the time, but I do feel like I want some salmon. So that's the plan diet-wise. And then exercise-wise, I want to work out 5 days a week. Right now, I'm already doing cardio kickboxing 5 times a week for 20 to 25 minutes in the morning. And that's something I just started just to help with my scoliosis. So once I got pregnant, I decided to just go ahead and keep that up. And I'm doing cardio kickboxing because it's cardio, but it's also a lot of toning. I mean, you're doing kicks, you're doing punches, so you get a lot of muscular work, a lot of upper body muscular work, lower body because you're doing squats and kicks, and then like core, you're doing twists and things like that. So that's kind of a one-stop shop for me, is the cardio kickboxing, and I really enjoy it. I'm doing Billy Blanks right now. So in the future, I might just start, creating my own routines. I might show you guys if that's something you want to see. Let me know. I used to actually teach cardio kickboxing, step, dance aerobics. So I'm kind of getting in the mood to start developing my own choreography again. So in addition to that though, I do want to add more strength training for one, and then also a lot more stretching. Strength training wise, I know that last time when I had a C-section, my strength is what really helped me, because when you have a C-section, you have to rely on your upper body a lot to move you around, and you really don't realize how much you're using your upper body to compensate for the lack of being able to use your abs until you have a C-section. So I had to, use my arms to pick me up and lower me down into places, and like I was so happy that I was strong. And one nurse told me in the hospital that you'll never regret being strong, and she was totally right. So I want to incorporate some more strength training and some exercises that I feel like will specifically help me train for this C-section. Because at this point, I feel like I'm definitely having a C-section. I haven't had my first actual in-person visit yet, so I don't know what they're gonna say, but generally if you have a C-section the first time, you're gonna have one the second time. Also, I was told the first time that my vaginal canal was just too narrow and that the baby was never gonna come out. So I guess I just don't have those childbearing hips that they say. But also, I really need to get a lot more stretching in. And I think that is going to be what keeps me being able to handle dealing with scoliosis and going through this pregnancy. Because that's something that is really, really kind of, on my mind and concerning me, is that, the extra weight is really going to make my scoliosis worse. I just need to make sure I'm getting some good stretching in on a regular basis. That way I'm not in so much pain. Now, if I could find a really good yoga class, I would love to go. Or if I could find a good yoga app or someone who does yoga that I can follow on YouTube, I would love to start that. If you guys know someone or know of a yoga app that I can follow, go ahead and leave a comment. Please let me know. I would love to try it out. Now, I'm going to tell you right now that my whole diet and exercise plan for week 5 did not go as planned at all. I worked out once and I just really didn't eat like I wanted to eat because I wasn't home. I didn't have like my fridge with my food and the normal things that I eat. So I was just kind of piecing things together here and there and just trying to make sure I was even eating enough calories and that I was at least taking my prenatal vitamins. So that was kind of frustrating, but I knew it was only 1 week and that after that week I would get back on track. So that weekend, me and my husband actually went to Sprouts. We did a lot of shopping, got like so many fruits and vegetables, like 5 different types of greens. I think we got like rainbow chard, black kale, spinach, bok choy. So we just stocked up on a lot of fruits and vegetables. I'm trying to add more things like lentils, beans, quinoa. So this next week, week 6, is gonna be way better. At the end of the day, I'm still on track. I still haven't gained any weight. Now, Thanksgiving, I ate too much. And I know I shouldn't have been eating all this dairy because dairy does not sit well with me. For one, it makes my face break out, it gives me all kinds of digestive issues, and it makes my issue that I'm having with these hemorrhoids way worse. And just to kind of give you the gist of what I'm dealing with is it's called prolapse fluffy hemorrhoids. So they actually come out when I go to the bathroom, and it's worse when I'm eating dairy or like when you're having like loose stools, and it makes them come out and you have to actually manually stuff them back in. And it really sucks. It's really gross. And if you can't get them back in, it's painful. So I have no business eating dairy. And I ate too much dairy. Things got worse. So I know 100% I got to cut that out because I can't be dealing with this during the entire pregnancy. I also know that pregnancy makes hemorrhoids worse. So knowing that I was at the point where I needed a surgery to remove them and now I can't and I have to wait 9 months, that's a little concerning. So I'm gonna have to eat like so many greens and so much fiber and cut out the dairy, and that's why we bought all those greens. But but yeah, that's what I'm dealing with. That's how week 5 went. It wasn't perfect at all, but we're getting there. Well, this is the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching, and make sure you hit that subscribe button and also hit the bell so you can get a notification next week when I upload my week 6 update of my pregnancy journey.